And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, April the 16th, 2022. Season 16, Episode 13. I'm Scott.
And I'm RJ.
Welcome into the show, everybody. If you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number, 334-272-9228. Check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us at In-Game Chat there. You can also find us on Facebook as well. You can email us, everyone, at ingamechat.net. Rarely do you do it, but you can. Perfectly fine.
Is that a hint, Scott?
You know.
Subtle.
Emails, I don't know. Is something I think text replace emails, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the email replaced regular mail, then it was, you know what? It's got to be even more instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to send a text.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've often pondered the evolution of not communication, but I don't know, just well, I guess so. The way we do communicate, how, you know, you don't get a phone book anymore, those sort of things, how things just kind of phase out. For instance, magazines, they still exist by the buttload.
Yeah.
Do I subscribe to any? No.
Mm-mm.
Because I can go online and get that information. I remember waiting for, and I haven't even finished the introduction, but here we go. I remember, waiting for, because I did subscribe to a lot back in the day, and I actually still have all of my Nintendo Power magazines. Mm-hmm. So I had subscriptions to Nintendo Power, and every once in a while I would get a subscription to EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Right.
And then if I was in the store, grocery store, then if a magazine, Game Pro or something like that, popped up, and it had something I was really interested in, Next Gen, not Game Informer, because that comes from the GameStop folks, but a bunch of different stuff.
The grocery store and all those places like that always had the newsstand. Some grocery stores, it took up like half an aisle. It was that big. Now I can't recall seeing a newsstand except at the checkout line, full of Inquirer and Globe and tabloids.
Well, yeah, there's all that, but I never paid attention to those until I was older, and then I still don't pay attention now. But yeah, the video game magazines, and
we talked about this with comic books as well. Instead of going getting the actual book itself, you get the
comic
online
books
version.
Comic books can hold some value. I don't know. Now, some of the Nintendo Powers may hold a little bit of value, but for the most part, the video gaming magazines don't. Although they are fun to go back to. I remember I found either pictures of. I have some pictures that I took. I found one of the old gaming mags and was looking into it and reading about how I have no idea what they were talking about. I don't remember. Yeah,
I think the only collectible, if you can call it that, collectible gaming mag I had, I think it was a cover done by Rob Liefeld. Yeah, and I just put that in a backing board in the bag and put it in the comic box.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Maybe worth something, I don't know, but just in case.
I noticed how websites started to replace magazines.
Right.
Not just for the news that would come out, because you'd hear about E3, but you wouldn't hear about it. You'd read that E3 is next month, and blah, 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 we'll be back with our full coverage, and then so the June or the July issue, maybe the August issue has all this E3 coverage and stuff.
Right.
But it happened like 2 months ago. Then the internet exploded, and you were getting your E3 information almost instantaneous.
Yeah, as it happens.
As it was happening, and these magazines kind of faded off. However, and then so the magazine evolved from there to the gaming website. Gaming website, a lot of writing. Here's reviews. Here's all this stuff I'm going to talk about. Then every once in a while, there'd be a little video pop up, and there would either be more to the article, or there would just be a video of gameplay or whatever it was to accompany the article. But then the video would get longer because they would start to incorporate the entire article into the video. And then you'd get more and more video. Then, so then you'd get a lot less of the written reviews, although those still exist and those have their place. But most people now don't jump to written reviews. They go straight to
check out our YouTube
the video.
Yeah.
Then, so yeah, the videos, got whatever the length that they were at the time to cover the article, but then that got to be too long. The attention span shrunk.
Yeah, there's a reason that statement TLDR exists, folks.
Oh, man. It's interesting because our attention span, and I have no idea, I have nothing to back this up. I have no sheets of stats or anything like that. But it feels like the attention span, went from make sure my hands are on camera, went from this big, and then slowly over time they went down. However, with the advance of the internet and then with video compression and everything else making you add more stuff in here or whatever the case may be, we went from wanting to read articles on the internet because we were getting the information instantly from wherever it was happening, right? Instantly we're getting the information about E3. That's great. We get to read it. Nope, I want it in video form. I ain't got time to read. Let me listen to you talk about it, or let me just look at it for whatever while I'm doing something else. And so then it shortens that attention span. Then it got really bad. Then it got, probably after the internet, it shrunk the attention span. Then YouTube shrunk it even further. Then social media, Facebook, Twitter, things like that, MySpace, whatever at the time, shrunk it even further. Even just massive. I would say it would shorten it for a little bit at every one of these steps. However, it started to shorten it even larger chunks of it. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like Twitter, 140 characters or less. Get the important parts out there in so many so many words. I
have no belief whatsoever that Elon Musk is going to buy Twitter at all. I don't think he is going to do that whatsoever.
He'll probably make his own.
He's not going to do that either. I honestly feel like, and this is completely off topic, I honestly feel like this was some sort of scheme for him to just pump stocks. Pump it down. He doesn't have the money for it. If he borrows, if he were to sell the shares that he needs to pay for this thing, it would be like a fifth of his shares in Tesla. Which would really, really shake some things up as far as that whole situation, because it would really diminish his capacity or whatever there. And so he's not doing it. And he may get some backing from somebody, maybe, I don't know. I just don't think he's going to do it. If he is to do it, or if anything, I hope they never get rid of the 140 character limit. I hope they never expand upon it. I just hope they, we'll give you, verified accounts. You guys get 240 characters or something like that. I don't know. Keep it short and simple. Just that way people, I mean, I know we have to have Twitter threads of God knows how many posts to just get a point across, and that's perfectly fine if, you can, it still keeps you succinct, What is it? Boss always talks about it here. Brevity is something. Gee, I've forgotten what it is. Probably because it was too long of a statement and I didn't remember. Right? Attention span, short. Videos made it shorter. Then the videos were too long. You're not giving me enough information with this stupid, hey, hit subscribe. Hey, I like this. Hey, you like this. When you go to get some gameplay of a game, there's 5 minutes of the video is crap. And then there's your 3 minutes at the end of the thing, or 3 minutes in the middle of where you just want a gameplay. And I don't know. It's one of those things. It's not that I'm the same way. when I am curious about a game, I will go look at its trailer first, and then I'll sit there and say, "You didn't show me anything. Find me some gameplay if I can do that," because that's all I want to see, and it doesn't take much for me to get an idea of I want to know more, or that is not for me.
Yeah,
that's where it sits.
Yeah, it's got it's like the shows or any entertainment you watch. You got about 5 minutes to hook me into this. If you can't do that, I'm going elsewhere.
Yeah, and so it's interesting that it has jumped from what it was to what it is now. Because you were asking me about email. This is how we started on this. You asked me, "Oh, you don't get email anymore?" It's like, who reads emails anymore?
Yeah,
they want to get it to you quicker than that.
Yeah, we went from email to Elon Musk. I
know, right?
Place, yeah.
Boom. That's how my brain works. Mm-hmm. So, and let me be clear that this is how my brain works all the time. This is why I think I forget things, is because my brain goes off in these directions of, well, what if it did this? And then I just go down these paths that just stop, man. No point. Stop going down the path. Go do what you were going to do. Talk about the show. Do the thing. Don't get off on a rant. Whatever. You can email us, everyone, at ingamechat.net. We are streaming right now because, video. Why would you want to? Why would you want to listen to this when you could watch it? I don't actually know. It works the other way around. Why would you ever want to watch this when you can just listen to it? Because I have nothing to show you other than a clipboard here. Our clapboard. Not a clipboard. A clapboard and our beautiful smiling faces. That is it. And that is not enough, is it? You can also find us on Discord, which I want to bring up Discord only for the fact that seems to be, some of the next evolutionary steps in I suppose, communication, because there it is right there. Mm-hmm. Just get on and chat with people or send quick messages to each other or whatever the case. Multile's there. Hi, Multile. What do we have? Sorry, I have to check. I've become addicted now to checking my stock alerts. And by stock, I don't mean Wall Street. I mean graphics cards. So yeah.
Haven't heard about it in a while. What's the update?
It's better than what it was as far as availability.
Mm-hmm.
Price, it's still up there. They are coming down.
Well, supply and demand, of course. So yeah.
They are starting to come down. The problem is that we got the 4 series. And I'm strictly speaking of NVIDIA right now. Mm-hmm. NVIDIA with the 30 series, the 3080s, the 3090s, 3070s, 3060s. Those are the different graphics cards that were available at the time. 2 years. Easy to remember because it's the year I had my heart attack. Mm. So 2020 is when that released, and here it is, 2022. I still don't have one. They're still hard to get. A little less harder to get, but the price hasn't really dropped where it should be. In fact, NVIDIA hasn't actually raised their prices at all. It's the third parties, your EVGAs, your MSIs, your Asus, your those, your Gigabytes, Zotex, all of those that have the MSI have raised the price on those. But NVIDIA's own cards that they released, where all these other third parties are using that tech but beefing them up.
Yeah.
Those are still the prices they need to be, which is how you kind of measure the. They call them AIBs, and my brain's totally forgotten what those were called, but something integrated for I can't remember, but
add-in board.
Nah, I don't think so. Something else, but anyway, point being, when it's not NVIDIA, the brand, putting their own card out, it's a third party using that tech and putting their own card out. And of course, the price is always going to be higher than that. They're not going to match. Think of NVIDIA as like the ABC board, like the liquor store, the state store. You can sell liquor elsewhere, but it can't be lower than what we're selling it here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your price has to be higher than what we can do. NVIDIA, kind of the same way. Your price has to be higher than what it is, unless, of course, you do like a clearance sale or something like that. I don't know. But NVIDIA's, they've kept in the way it is. The stock on those is not replenishing whatsoever that I can tell. But I can actually go get a card in Birmingham right now pick up in an hour, that sort of thing. I could go ahead and order it and pick it up. It's massively overpriced right now, and I'm not going to do that for that card that I want.
How much of a markup we talk about here? Triple digits?
It's $1,300, I think. Yeah. It's a little less than what Chris would pay for a Laserdisc, but but still, it's. I know I've invoked his name, so he's going to pop in and call us here in a minute. But they are starting to get available. In fact, earlier this week, and this is why my Pavlovian instinct is kicking in every time I get an alert going off. Because earlier this week I had one in my cart for the Montgomery store, and it sat in my checkout, and I was looking at it and I was like, do I want to do this? I got all these I got a bunch of rewards points to knock it down. I was able to knock it down under the price of what a regular NVIDIA branded card would be. And I thought, yeah, I'll pull the trigger on that. Do I want to do that? And so I went to my guys over here in our clan, and I posted, somebody's looking for a mouse, sorry. Where's the thing? Here it is. I said, finally got a chance to get a 3080, and I'm not sure I can pull the trigger. With discounts and whatnot, I could get it to just under the $600 price. And, sat there and talked about it, and then I went back to it and sold out, gone. And it has not come back in stock. That says check stores. And you have to you put in, if this works. Yeah. See what it says here? Yeah, sure, allow. I don't even know what you think my location is, Mr. Browser. But go ahead. You think I'm in? Yeah. And so there's not one within 250 miles of where I'm at. But it was there. It was there. And,
just waited a little too long, right?
I sort of believe that everything kind of happens for a reason. And so if it didn't happen then maybe it's opening me up for, because I don't...
Something better may come along, yeah.
I know.
You've gone this long without the new card, so...
You got the 40 series coming out later this year. So the 40, I don't know what they're going to call them, 4080, 4070, 4060s, I don't know. If they keep the way they've been doing it, then yeah, it'll be the 4080, 4090, 40, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those will take place of the 30 series. The 30 series will drop in price.
Maybe.
Retail. However, stock will be low because people... That's the thing. If the 40 releases just like the 30 did, and it's one of those paper launches where it's like, it's not enough to cover demand, they sell out massively. So people, just like what they do in movie theaters and everything else, at least pre-pandemic, was, put your little low budgets out there when the big stuff hits, because if people can't get into that, they may go see your little thing. That's going to sell out. They may go see your little thing if they can't do it, or send them into this. They'll get something else if they can't get that sort of thing. And that's exactly what they'll do. They can't get the 40s. They'll look at the 30s because there will be stock, possibly. If there's not, the resale value, and this is exactly what happened with the 30 series and the 20 before it. Price went up on those. You could sell, and you made back almost what you spent. People bought 20 series cards and were selling them just a little bit under what they paid for it or at what they paid for it, and getting that back because people didn't get the 30s, so they were buying the 20s used for regular price.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So anyway, we'll fall back into that trap again, I believe. So it's not necessarily a sense of, well, I'll be able to get this whenever, I think it'll still be an issue. Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to think that it's not. I would like to think that maybe they'd do something about it. I just don't think they will.
Whatever makes the bottom line look better.
Yeah, man. They haven't done anything with the 30 series. They're trying, but they haven't done anything with it. And also, by the way, the price increase on the cards, on the graphics cards, which did not affect NVIDIA. They did not raise theirs, but a lot of the third parties raised theirs because there was... not trade sanctions, but some sort of government tax through China and stuff like that. There was, I don't know.
Something to do with the components or whatnot?
It was with the components, yes.
Yeah.
There was like, I'd have to go back and see, but it expired in January of last year.
So what, a tariff or?
Yeah, it was a tariff.
A tariff, okay.
It was a tariff and expired in January of last year, and so those prices went up for those third parties, and that's and not to mention all the bots that are taking. I mean, just the demand. Yeah. They were in high demand, and so there was a price raise. So anyway, that's the situation with that. We haven't talked about a game at all so far, and it's 30 minutes into this thing. Let's talk to, I'm going to guess, Chris. Hey, you're on In-Game Chat. Who's this?
Hey, you guessed right.
Oh, hey, of course I did. What's up, man?
Not too much. Recently, of course, I've been getting into Laserdisc collection and all, and I found this group on Facebook, the Laserdisc Forever, that has tons of people that buy, sell, and trade and post and everything, and I found me an expert that actually lives in Tennessee that owns a retro game repair modding service, that he does repair work, and he loves the TurboGrafx 16 and PC Engine consoles and stuff, and knows more than just about anybody and is enthused to work on everything. And also, I sent him a couple of my packs that I have for that Laser Active unit, basically the system that plays the expensive game that I showed y'all a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And some of the, one of the packs I had messed up on replacing the capacitors on, but it still works, but it has no sound on the game card, the hue card output, and the colors are messed up. So I sent that one plus one of the rare ones for him to recap that it works, but to preserve it. And if he can get the other one that I damaged somehow to work, he's on a mod it where it'll play both regions, and I can just press a little switch on the front of it and play both the U.S. and Japanese games on it. So, he has rave reviews, and he's got like 15 reviews, and he's got a 5-star rating, and excellent customer service and knowledge, and it just knows everything about the stuff and how to repair electronics and everything. So, I should be getting those back after a while after he takes a look at them. So I'm happy to find somebody that knows what he's doing, knows how to repair this stuff.
Yeah, good, because I'm sure those are a dying breed.
Oh yeah, they're all a dying breed. But I mean, all the patch for that system, if it's already, they're already on their last legs because of those bad leaking capacitors that they used in those packs years ago from the 90s. It's like the whole consoles, and like the Sega Game Gear was the same issue. That liquid and stuff inside the capacitors is pretty well acidic and everything, and it just eats away the circuit boards once those weak types of manufacturer types and all start going bad. It just ruins electronics that have bad leaking capacitors in them. So yeah, it needs to be taken care of ASAP if you find equipment like that needs to be looked after and kept after and all.
Well, I'm glad you found him.
What are the signs of that for a leaking capacitor when it starts? What are the odds of you being able to discover that quickly, like you said?
Well, I mean, if it's been sitting around, of course, these patches are from 1993 and all, so they've been, they're going on 20 or 30 years now plus in age. So, I mean, it takes a while. I mean, if they start going bad, and if they're in good shape and everything, that's fine. But it's just it's basically a ticking time bomb, and you better go ahead and replace them with new ones that will be good for another 20 or 30 years down the road. It's like maintenance with a vehicle and just changing the oil. If you let it keep going on and on forever, something's going to happen. But you just need to keep on top of it.
Yeah. Because I got old tech myself, and I like to keep those things going as long as I can as well. Yeah. But it's good, like Scott said, it's good you found someone who specializes in laser discs, because that's going to be a boom for your collection and whatnot. Yeah,
I think he said the actual system that plays the movies and stuff, the laser disc system itself that little packs go into. He had one of those come in, and he did a whole recap job on all the circuit boards in there. And somebody asked him, like, how many was that? It was like around 200. And then they asked him, how long did it take you? 4.5 hours.
Goodness.
It was like 4 or 5, 6 circuit boards, and I've seen somebody take one of those systems apart. No, thank you. Yeah, I mean, and this is from somebody that knows a decent amount and was curious enough to open up one of the little small packs that, it's real tiny and all, and it's like 20 or 30 capacitors on that board, and I did a decent job of repairing it and everything, but it was just old and wore out. But that system, no, thank you. Yeah. And he said, I asked him if I had a concern about the system itself, and he said as long as it's working fine, there's no issue with the caps in the system. It's only if you have an issue that you need to be concerned about it.
Yeah.
So it's going to remain unplugged until I get ready to use it. So no worries about power outages and power surges through the Mother Nature.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Chris, thanks for calling, man. It's always good to hear from you. We got to hit a break here, so thanks so much.
All right, y'all have a good afternoon and enjoy this weather and everything. At least we got some nice weather.
Yeah, we'll try.
Yeah, we will. All right, man.
All right, bye.
See you.
Bye. All right, yeah, we do have to take a break here. And when we come back, we'll go over what we played. It won't take me very long. I don't know how long it'll take RJ, but it won't take me very long to go over what we played. I have music here from Darkest Dungeon, the theme from Darkest Dungeon. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Or, if you were thinking about the music, your dentist office.
No, not the dentist office, no.
Waiting room of some type, maybe?
No.
Hold music?
Maybe hold music.
On hold
this
music?
Is a little too fast for the lull you to sleep sounds of the dentist office in the elevator sounds.
Well,
man.
yeah, dentists don't use this anymore. I hate going to the dentist. I hate it. But
drill and fill?
I don't like to do that either. I mean, I don't like any part of it, honestly. Whatever. It happened when something happened when I was a young kid that put the fear of dentist in me. I hated going.
Let's see. You had the dentist aide doing most of the work, and the dentist come in and do the follow-up.
I don't know. Man, I don't know what it was. I just never liked it. And then I went back to get like a root canal or something done, and it'd been forever since I'd gone to a dentist. And I was like, wow, this has changed. The TV above you, the light's not bright anymore, or at least doesn't feel like it's bright anymore. There's a little.
Okay, I didn't know about the dim light thing. Wait a minute.
I don't know. I remember as a kid.
We're talking movie theater.
Right.
We're talking movie theater dim lights, or
Well, no, just not bright in your face anymore.
okay.
They were able to somehow not let it blind you, but still give them enough light. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh yeah, turn the light. No, never mind. We're going off. We're going on
Right,
another rant.
yeah,
Okay.
we're going, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, what was the track from anyway?
Oh goodness, 13 Sentinels.
13 Sentinels. Okay.
Which I think is out on Switch.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Probably Switch because it's been out for a while though. I think I got that on discount. Yeah, I think it was along the lines of I want to say Vanillaware because it looks like one of those Vanillaware type games. Really stylized art and storytelling and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the game. I just did a search for new games this week, and 13 Sentinels was in there. I think it was, or it was one of, again, when I run out of new games, I go over to Wario's account and I look at see what made a deal, and there you go.
Yeah, the 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim.
Yeah.
New game on a new platform, but the game came out in 2019.
On a new system. Yeah.
There you
exactly.
go. Yeah.
It was the Switch that got the release, so that's why. Hey, speaking of, we're talking about games because it's a game. It's a show where we talk about video games.
It's supposed to be,
right? Nope. If we're lucky, that's what it is. What have you been playing? Because I have nothing, absolutely nothing.
You did play something, but it's probably going to be the
just Destiny.
Destiny 2, yeah.
Destiny. Destiny. I played Destiny.
Yeah.
What did you play?
Pretty much follow up, did some more on Elden Ring. I finally made some progress in the game. And story-wise, I finally beat Morgott, the Fell Omen. Took me. It was so far it was the hardest boss I've ever had to face in the game. But officially, according to all the players who've played this game a lot more than I have, the hardest boss in the game is going to be, I want to say her name right, Millennia of the Hill Tree. She's going to be the hardest battle in the game, and I think it's going to fall right into the lines of what they did in Dark Souls 3 with Sister Frida. Sister Frida was one of the hardest bosses in the game because she had 3 tiers you had to go through. You mess up any tier, you got to start over from the beginning. But not only that made it hard, but she was a very difficult boss to deal with. One of those special attacks that take you out as soon as you're caught with it. And in Frida's case, it was the throat slash with her sides, twin scythe, that she caught you from behind and you put the move on you, and that you didn't have enough health. That was it. You're gonna have to start over. You're dead. Millennia is probably the same way because she has a move where she just dashes forward, grabs you, tosses you in the air, and then sticks her blade up, and you land on it. And as soon as you hit that, from the video I saw, all the health was gone. And he had a massive amount of health before he got stuck on that sword. So you're going to have to level up a lot. I'm going to have to level up a lot before I even think of challenging that character. But that's going to be further on down the line. Something else about the game that I'm getting to learn about is the new battle mechanics and whatnot. Throughout all the Soul series, there's always certain moves have always been done a certain way. Like jumping slash was always hit forward and hard attack. You do a jumping slash, but sometimes the timing was hit or miss on that.
Yeah.
In this case, you got a jump button, and I'll get to that later. Why sometimes I forget that I have a jump button, especially when it comes to boss battles. Now you do a jumping slash, you just hit jump and hit heavy slash on the way down. Pretty easy, but it's very simple. When you want to do it, you can actually do it. But the jump mechanic in the game, I forget that in boss battles, like I said before, but I didn't realize that jumping saves you from a lot of rolling to evade.
Right, that's your typical.
The typical thing you do is block an attack or roll to evade.
Right, because you're indestructible or you're invincible when rolling, right?
But you got certain frames to do that, right? But unless you're fat rolling. If you're fat rolling, you're not going to. You don't know what that term means?
Of course not.
Okay. No, okay.
I mean, I know what it means in my own personal experience, but I don't know what that means in Elden Ring's terms.
Okay. In the Soul series, usually, typically, the amount of weight you have on you determines how well your roll is. Each character, depending on your stats and whatnot, has a certain equipment load.
Okay.
If you have a small amount of equipment that takes up that total weight, you're going to quick roll. You're going to like jump and leap,
right.
like ninja level rolling, like
Gotcha.
like a cat with the zoomies at 2 a.m. That type of rolling in the game. The standard roll is if you have like I think around 30 to 70% around that area. Yeah. You have a standard roll. Fat roll is when you go over 70%. That's when you try to roll and you flop on the ground and it takes you forever and a decade to get up because you're carrying too much or your armor's too heavy or things of that nature. And if you go 100% or over, you can't roll at all. You're just gonna twitch in place.
Big fat yeast roll, man.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, Quincy's,
buddy.
Yeah.
Quincy's, man.
Are you reminiscing? Yeah.
When you said fat roll, and I'm just like, sushi? I don't. Big fat yeast roll. That's, I don't know. It relates to food, obviously.
Yeah. So now that you have a different option with the jump mechanic, because
well, you're not invincible when you're jumping, though, right? You're not.
Well, to certain attacks.
Okay.
If you time it right, you're invincible to certain attacks, and that's what I was getting at. Because one of the bosses I got to was Godric, and he has a move where he slams the ground. A ground pound, basically,
right,
and causes these seismic jump on the ground.
Gotcha.
But if you time your jump right, you can jump over it and not get hit at all. And it took me like 4 characters that I made to actually realize that and see it. Then there are other enemies in the game that also has moves where they hit the ground and you have to jump it. I think the Crucible Knight is an enemy in that game that does that. He has a 3-string attack. The sword, he stomps the ground. And then if you're still on the ground, the stomp stuns you. It puts you in hit stun. And by the time you recover it, it's too late because he's already swinging on the 3rd hit. And that hit takes off a lot of damage. So that was one of the things you had to jump to get around and roll out the way of the 3rd strike. Also, crouching. Some attacks you can just crouch under completely. Didn't know about that. I think I saw a video of someone crouching under a diving attack an enemy made and just went right over the person's head because they were crouching down. And these are things I never thought about or even considered playing all the previous Soul games, especially the ducking part.
Yeah.
But jumping is something. There are more avenues for you to avoid attacks and get out of dangerous situations in the game. And I'm just now finding that out, and I'm having a good time with that. So outside of Elden Ring, I played a little bit of MLB The Show.
Hey,
finally got some time in there with that. It's sports game. It's the same. It's the thing we talked about before, folks. With sport games, it's not that big of a difference.
Lethal just said enough playing a bad JRPG and played baseball already. RJ, well, he did.
I did.
Yeah.
So it's still baseball, folks. It's the same game, just different, maybe a few little mechanics here and there that switched in there. So I haven't discovered them yet, but I played a first game in there, lost, but still had fun playing it all the same. I still got to work on my timing and hitting because I'm on the brink of hitting that good every time I swing the bat, the good timing on there. But that's the nature of the game in terms of baseball. The pitcher's going to throw you some things that ranges from 98 to 76. Yeah. So it's all about throwing off your timing. So I've got to get that down back. But all it takes is practice. That's what I got to do more. So yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, exactly. I don't think this year's edition of MLB The Show made it to Game Pass, but I'm not sure. I remember downloading last year's on Game Pass and didn't do anything with it. I think I did jump in to try and play it, but there were so many hoops to jump through just to get into a game when you first start. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say that is every time. I just want to say that when you first start MLB The Show,
yes,
there's a lot of stuff you got to go through before you get to.
Yeah, there's the big tutorial, getting your settings done, making your profile player for Diamond Dynasty and Road to the Show. The explanations of every aspect of Road to the Show, which is long in and of itself. You've got the all the challenges and things you have to do in that first part, like 15 or 16 different things that they throw at you before you can get straight into the game.
I know. I just had an itch to, hey, I want to play some video game baseball, and I started it up, and it's like, oh, God, it's going to take me 30 minutes to get around to just getting into the game with all the stuff I had to do.
I mean, it's not actually that time, but it feels like it. It can't feel like it if you're not used to that.
I just wanted to play a game. I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me. Yeah. So, anything else?
Nope, just those two. Elden Ring took up a significant portion of my gaming time this week.
Yeah, it does that.
And it probably will next week, too.
A game like that's going to do that.
Yeah.
For me, like I said, I just played Destiny. That is it. Knocked out some Iron Banner this morning.
Well, that's back.
Well, it is, but there's a quest attached to it, as there always is. Every season, it's a quest because you do this, you'll get a gun or an armor, whatever the case.
I'm trying to see. The Iron Banner used to be something for me until I looked at the level of stuff you got from it, and it was always lackluster to me. I'm like, I have no interest in this armor. I have this gun.
No.
Nope,
the
nothing.
stuff that drops when you're playing matches is lackluster. Yes, completing the bounties award pinnacles, which are higher level gear, and that's what you play it for, is to finish up those bounties or to finish that quest that you have attached.
Is it just the gear because the gear is actually functional, or gear just to raise your level?
The pinnacle gear?
Yeah,
the pinnacle gear will raise your level.
Okay.
But the gun itself, you can get a double whammy where it's like, oh, this is a decent thing I got, and it's higher level.
That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's like it raises your power level, but the gun is like worthless. It doesn't have any special perks or anything that I can use for the game, that type of thing.
Yeah, every season that they do, and I don't mean every Iron Banner they do, but every season that they do Iron Banner, there's usually one gun in the mix of some sort that is the hope you get a good roll on that one. If you get this one, make sure it comes with this stat and this stat, like kill clip or whatever the case may be, or something like that. Make sure it comes with this, and that's your god roll for that. It's really, really good. I have no idea what this year's is. I haven't really been paying attention, but usually there's this one that hand cannon was nice. I was running with that one today. That was I had to get hand cannon kills, and I was doing pretty good with that. The glaive is so with the hunter invisibility.
Okay.
That you can have. I can do my little dodge and go invis for 10 seconds usually.
Double tap circle.
Yeah, well, for you.
For me, yeah.
Not for me.
Double tap, yeah.
But yeah, I can go invis with that glaive, man, and once I start stabbing with it, meleeing with the glaive, hard to get out of that for somebody.
Stabbing with the glaive. Is that the throwable?
It's not. Weapon? It's the new weapon that you have. It's
See when I hear the word glaive, I think of Krull and Warframe. A big throwable, triple bladed thing.
Yeah, that thing.
That thing.
No.
No, okay.
But it probably means the same thing. No, glaive. It's a big stick with a pointy thing at the end.
Naginata?
Not necessarily a spear, but a what?
Naginata. Japanese style weapon, a spear with it's basically a long staff with a short curved blade at the front.
There's no curve on it. There may be some other elements that have curves. I don't know.
Okay.
But they call it a glaive. It's a stick with a knife at the end of it. And you can melee with that, and if you can get into the rhythm of meleeing that, if you can catch them off guard, it's hard for them to do anything about it. The reach is good enough that they can't back away from it.
It better be. It's a spear.
That your character, so you know how some characters in Destiny, or some of your like warlocks and hunters and titans, right? You know how some of those classes have specific reach with their melee ability. Like you can be, a good bit away from him, but if you try to punch, suddenly your character glides across and smacks him. Yeah. So the reach with the glaive is really, really good. Yeah. To do that, to where it rushes in and attacks, and if you can pull off a combo of just bam, 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 3 hits and they're done. Usually 2 and they're done.
Yeah. I mean, I look at this thing. It says spear-like design.
A pike is a good way to call it. That's a good thing. Yeah. A pike would be. I would call that closer, but yeah.
A pike.
Yeah.
That's a long spear.
Yeah.
It's a spear. Yeah. It's a spear. Yeah.
I can't turn the thing around, but you can Google.
No, I did. I looked up the glaive on the Destinypedia, and I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's a
sword,
spear.
But it's got more hilt than it does blade.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll say. Yeah. Anyway, that's really good in PvP. So that's what I did this morning, and I got a few games. I got a game called Parkasaurus for the Switch. It's already out on Steam. Little tiny indie company made a little dinosaur park simulator. Not Jurassic Park. Not that serious. Not that.
What's that one with the dogs?
The dogs?
Something Nintendo did.
Oh, Nintendo
puppies. Oh, is that it?
Nintendogs, yeah.
Okay, so
which they really need to do that again. I don't know why they didn't, but they need to do that again.
Okay, is it similar? Is this similar to?
No.
That?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
It's similar more to like a Zoo Tycoon.
Okay.
Like, Roller Coaster Tycoon. You're going to build a park with dinosaurs so people can come and pay admission and go and look at the dinosaurs. And you gotta hatch them from eggs and keep them fed and put them in a pen where they have things to do and interact with them and charge admission for your entrance to the park. Put up your bathrooms. Put up your concessions. Put benches and trash cans and
zoo simulator. Okay.
It's a park management system, but with dinosaurs as the element. And yes, the dinosaurs can break free and do their little things, but for the most part, it's very much a dinosaur park simulator.
Do their little things.
Yeah, where they.
I'm about to say nothing little about
eat people.
Yeah.
That sort of little thing. And so there's that, and I think it comes out on the Switch later this month. I think it's already out on PC or something, but it's a little tiny game. But they offered the code, I took it, and that's great.
Okay.
And then there's it's not called Transformers. It's called, and I hate to call it Terraformers.
That's something else, especially in the anime world.
I know. Well, it's called Terraformers. Yep. There's a game called Terraformers, and it releases April the 21st. It's on PC, and you'd have to look that up, but basically it is not city management, but sort of civish, civilization-ish a little bit.
Okay, different spelling, because it was something else I was thinking. I don't know how this would be up your alley, but yeah. Terraformers, okay.
Yeah. So I got a code for one of those and for that as well. And again, haven't done anything. Haven't jumped into anything. I need to launch my Xbox and go check and see what's new on Game Pass and grab some stuff there, because I know Chinatown Detective Agency is up there now, but I don't know if it's only on PC, if it's on the console as well. That's out there. Yeah. Weird West is another one that's out there that I'm kind of interested in, and oh goodness, there's some more that is.
I know the feeling. I had some PlayStation Plus games that were that had to remind me that I still had some available. I think it was SpongeBob SquarePants was one of the games on there. Slay the Spire was a second one, and I want to say it was a game called Hood. Some type of I guess some type of multiplayer type of game on there. So
yeah, not ringing a bell.
No, because it was just, hey, you got some free games here, and I don't have a desire to play any of them, but I can put them on my library for later on if I ever change my mind.
Speaking of free games, by the way, if you have an account with the Epic Game Store, which, by the way, I don't know why you wouldn't. You just need one on PC, the Epic Game Store, and it costs you nothing, and they give away free games every Thursday. And it lasts until the next Thursday when they give away a different game. So this week's giveaway, there's 2 games for this one. XCOM 2, which I already have on Steam, and I have on Switch. Now I have it on Epic Game Store. It's fine, whatever. And something called Insurmountable.
Okay.
Looks like a mountain climbing simulator. And I'm using simulator in a very loose term because I don't think it's actually sim. It's sim-ish.
What's the title again?
Insurmountable.
Insurmountable.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Mountain climbing simulator?
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. Meltel just threw up an entire list of the games on Game Pass for April. MLB The Show is up there. What do we have? No, not Cricket. Chinatown Detective Agency. Dragon Age 2, no. Plants vs. Zone, no. Store, no. Life Strange, no. Nope, don't know those.
Okay, let's see. Insurmountable. Confront various terrains as a lonely mountaineer and endure the countless dangers of climbing. Many tough decisions await you in a risky environment. Make your way up and down the mountain, overcoming insurmountable heights. I think there's something mentioned here about permadeath in this game as well.
Oh, okay.
So that might be something.
Well, I think it's only on PC, but that's the games that are being given out if you have an Epic Games account. And again, it's free for you to make an account, and then you just stock up on games. Especially when the holidays come and they start giving away games every single day.
Yeah. For
like 2 weeks straight, they give away brand new games. I say brand new, but maybe new to you. So
I can't think of any specifically mountain climbing games. I mean, there's mountain climbing in some games, like Uncharted, for example. There's a lot of mountain climbing and things like that in there, but something that focus strictly around just climbing a mountain.
There's Get Over It.
Okay, Get Over It. Any others you heard of?
Well, Get Over It is the same guy that made...
the rage-inducing game?
Quap?
Quap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. QUOP. Yeah.
So the rage inducers.
Yeah,
okay.
It basically, Get Over It is it's the same sort of thing where you have to, get over a mountain. You're a guy who's in a...
Yeah, the dude in the cauldron.
Yeah, exactly. With a stick. Getting over mountainous terrain. Very, very difficult. Very difficult. But entertaining to watch nonetheless. Hey, we got to go. We got another break. And when we come back, we will jump into the news, stuff that broke the day we did our show last week, and then the day after we did our show last week. We'll go over those. It was fairly big. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Music here from The Surge 2. It's called Downtown Jericho. We will be right back. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is music from a game called Pathway.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up, I think it's on Switch. It may be on PC as well or something, but I know it's out on Switch. And music was good. The visual that I was seeing, or the art of the game or something, kind of invoked a little Indiana Jones stuff. I was like, what is this? This looks neat, so I looked up some gameplay. Nope.
Not what you expected. Okay.
Turn-based strategy thing that just did not...
Turn-based.
It was not... No. I mean, I do like obviously, Civilization's turn-based. XCOM is turn-based. Or XCOM 2, anyway.
Yeah.
But this one just was like, no, I can't... I don't know. Watching the thing, I just... Nope. Couldn't really...
Couldn't hook you in, right?
No.
Yeah.
And I had hope. Because I liked what I was seeing, or at least the presentation I had seen up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, hey, maybe I found something here.
Yeah, not really. Okay.
If you like that style, maybe that is something for you. Check that out, Pathway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, welcome back. So what happened last week, almost when we went off the air or while we were doing our show, there was this whole remake we're going to be getting from Max Payne 1 and 2, which are the better of the Max Payne games, because 3 was not very good. 3
Still play that, though.
Yeah, 3 had its place, but compared to 1 and 2, 3 felt like they were working on something else, and then they said, well, this isn't working, what can we do with it? Well, we can slap some Max Payne on it. Call it number 3. I don't know. That's not the way that Remedy or Rockstar or any of them, that's not really the way they work on that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it just...
Was it not noir enough?
Not in... Well, I don't know.
Because there was a ton of action in that game, really.
Oh, in 3?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what it was. I mean, because 1 and 2 was really... 1 was... you focused a lot more on the story and what Max is going through.
Excuse me.
For one, and then two kind of gave you a little more action, but it was still mostly story for me anyway. For that, but then 3 was just shooting in bullet time from the get go, and it was like nonstop.
3 had its moments. 3 really had some good moments where they kind of blended the. I don't want to say they blended, but they did a few interesting things with 3 and some of the story and some of the chapters that they told in there, where you were back in New York, even though most of the game takes place not in New York.
Yeah.
But he would have some
Columbia.
I think so. He would have some
Columbia.
he would have some flashbacks where he was back in New York, and it's like, oh, there's the Max Payne, not old fat bald guy who hates himself now. Although not that Max Payne really ever liked himself to begin with, but
it's been downhill since.
The point they put him in 3 was like just low point.
Yeah.
Rock
bottom.
But yeah, I liked 1 for what it did, because it was new and did the slow motion bullet time and all this other fun stuff, and you could put all these different Matrix mods in it and ninja mods, and it was just fun.
Yeah, the story.
And then 2 came out, and they did like a noir love story type of thing with the 2 characters, and from what I remember of that game, I did enjoy it. So now they're getting a remake using, I think, the Control engine. Is that correct? Yeah, Remedy Entertainment and Rockstar Games. They're going to remake the first 2 Max Payne games. Remedy Entertainment released a press release saying they will remake the original Max Payne and Max Payne 2. They will develop the game as a single title for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X using its proprietary Northlight engine. Rockstar will finance the development. And which will be in line with Remedy's typical budget size for AAA game production. That's interesting.
As long as they don't mess it up like Rockstar did with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, that remake they did with that.
Yeah, it says it's only in the concept development stage right now, so it'll be a while before we get anything. But I'm glad that we're getting that. So, and that'll be nice. Those nobody's touched those games since they released, so seeing a remake will be interesting to see what they look like.
So a lot of folks never got a chance to play that, have they?
No.
So, yeah.
Then on Sunday, just for whatever reason, on a random Sunday, Square Enix announced that, hey, you're getting a Kingdom Hearts 4. I mean, what was the span of time between Kingdom Hearts 2, not counting 2.5 HD remix or, 2.78 of whatever, I don't know, just all the different releases they did. But what's the time span between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3?
Okay, let's see. Kingdom Hearts 2 says it was released in 2005.
Okay.
And then, let's see, what was 3? Whoa.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was what?
January 25th of 2019?
Yeah.
Goodness.
So what was 2 again?
2005.
2005 and then 2019?
Yeah.
And then we get a 4th one, 2023, I guess.
Yeah.
Will likely be it. Maybe 24. I don't know. Exactly. So they released a trailer, or a little teaser trailer, and there was some gameplay in there. I don't know if that's final gameplay, but there was gameplay in it. And it's a little strange. I only say that because I didn't play 3. But from what I know of Kingdom Hearts, it is basically a Japanese role-playing game, but with Disney characters. Humans interacting with the Disney characters and that sort of thing. You go into the different realms, like Halloween Town, or wherever Frozen takes place, or I don't know, the Enchanted Forest of Snow White, maybe? I don't know.
I think Little Mermaid was thrown in there somewhere.
Maybe, yeah. Little Mermaid was in there, and a lot of the Pixar films were in there, the Toy Story stuff, yeah. Andy's Room. So, anyway, that's sort of the mix with it. And when I was watching this trailer, the character models looked good. They just looked, they looked like video games. But it was the environmental everything else. Like the couch that Sora is laying on in the trailer looked unrealistically detailed. I say unrealistically, but realistically detailed is what I want to say. It just looked...
So realistic it seemed out of place?
It looked photorealistic, yes. And the apartment, and then when they went outside, the people on the street did not look... They looked out of place compared to the detail of the environment that they were walking in.
Mm-hmm.
Like... And maybe that's good for it, since you are dealing with Disney stuff, because they look like cartoon people put into real-world streets type thing.
Yeah.
So maybe that's going to help with when they start throwing in Disney characters and stuff in the game, which we didn't see anything. We saw the Heartless, which I hadn't seen since the very first game when I tried to play it.
What are the Heartless? I've never played the Kingdom Hearts series. So
yeah, the Heartless is the bad guy. His name he is called the Heartless.
Okay.
I believe. I'm not up on my thing, but he's just a big, dark, black. He's a shadow character.
Okay.
And he's got a big hole in his chest of a heart.
Okay.
It's heart shaped. I have a figure at the house. I have a little action figure of the Heartless. I just liked his design and everything. Mm-hmm. Anyway, big dude. Big hole in his heart. And then, so he shows up in the thing, and then Sora goes to fight him, and then suddenly it goes from what I thought was just a cinematic trailer into, oh no, here you go, gameplay. Boom. I was like, what, are you going to play in this? This is your playground to play with? But it's not very much gameplay to look at. There's no context for it to know that, oh, this was just done for the trailer, or this is what it's going to, nothing. I don't know. But the environments looked really, really good. Really good. I know he put some... Multi put a link up in here. Is that... There we go. I've tried to hit my mute button there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Multile's link there takes you right to the trailer. And just seeing it was just... like the cars and streets, but the people in these streets don't look good. But everything else just looks really... really well done. The reflections in the glass, the city, the buildings. I mean, it's got, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, that car, this car comes in, and it's like, this looks like a real car, and then this cartoon thing, I don't know. Looks great. Looks fantastic. The character models don't seem to fit in with the environment they put them in, but everything else just looks fantastic. It's not a very long trailer. This thing says it's 3.5 minutes, but you can get the idea of what I'm talking about within the first, 60 seconds of the thing. Looks interesting. I don't know. I've never played any of these games before, so I don't know. I've tried playing them, but yeah. So yeah, that's what we got. We got an announcement about that. We don't have a year or anything like that to know about it, or when it'll be released or anything like that. It's likely something that we're going to get next year, if that. We may not get it next year. Yeah, I don't even want to try and wrap my head around the story. Thar66 says, the story to Kingdom Hearts games are confusing as all hell. Even with a recap, it's hard to follow. I know. I don't even try. I do not try. But I feel like the reveal of Kingdom Hearts 3 was such... I mean, there was... When you watch the reaction videos or when that thing hit at E3 or whatever it was, I mean... It was just a big deal. I don't think anybody knew it was coming, or they were hoping it was coming, but we didn't. Kind of like, we hope we're going to get Splinter Cell, but we never do. Hope we're going to get something for Kingdom Hearts 3, and then boom, there it is, and so many people were overjoyed about it. Mainly because, like you said, 2005 to 2019.
Yeah.
Took forever. We had released in 2019, probably saw the trailer in 2018, I would say. Maybe. 17 or 18, I'm not sure. But still, that being the case, it was a long wait for that game. Not as long a wait for this one. So probably not as an emotional of a reaction. More of a surprise, yeah. Kind of a shock, like, what, really? Didn't think you guys were working on this?
Yeah.
Because apparently in the game previous, 3, they kind of wrapped up everything they needed to wrap up. So, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, you'll be getting that. If you're into those kind of games, and I'm not. I want to be, because I feel like, hey, that'd be great, the little Disney characters and all this other stuff. It'd be fun. And that seems like a really fun thing, but I can't get into the combat for them.
Yeah.
At least I couldn't. The combat that was shown in that trailer looked really, really... I was like, okay, that looks like a hack and slash. I'll be good. But if I remember, it was turn-based fighting, was it not?
JRPG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what it was, yeah.
Yeah. What else do we have in the news? Both Nintendo and Sony are changing their online subscription renewal systems following an investigation from the UK government. Now, I don't know if this is going to make its way over here, but the changes essentially make it harder for people to unknowingly pay money towards PlayStation Plus or Nintendo Switch Online. After the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, the CMA, launched an investigation into automatic renewal practices. Sony now will contact customers who haven't used the service in a long time to show them how to cancel their PlayStation Plus subscription. If users neither cancel themselves nor return to the service, Sony will stop taking payments altogether. Hey, we should move that over here. If that is, we should implement something like that here. Because that is far too... First, I sound like an old man saying these things, but it's the truth. They put hoops in front of you they make it easy as hell to subscribe. They put so many speed bumps and hoops and things that you got to go through to cancel your subscription that a lot of times it's hard to do, and it's an annoying process to go through.
Yeah.
And you think, I'll just pay another year or month or whatever it is because I can't figure out how to do it. And then at the same time, it's one of those things where if it wasn't a lot of money to subscribe, you completely don't use it anymore, but yet they keep taking it out because it's on that automatic renewal system.
It's on that automatic renewal, and your card is in their system.
And you're not paying attention to it. Yeah.
So in my case, I never liked putting my card or anything on there, especially when I saw those reports about what parents were going through. Their kids was like ratcheting up credit card things on their things with buying in-game stuff and whatnot. So I never put it on there. I just got their card and scratch it off and put it on there.
Right.
And
that's what
when
I've
it
been
runs
doing.
out, and when it runs out, it just runs out. And they will let you know, hey, your subscriptions ran out. So, okay, well, I'll just get another card and put it on there. So it's in some kind of way that's a little bit more control doing it that way as opposed to letting a auto renew go.
I think Microsoft
card.
and Sony both send me emails to say that, hey, your renewal is coming up. Even though I'm on automatic renewal, I think that they will send... I haven't gotten any from either one of them because I banked so many cards into the thing, so it's not anything I have to worry about. Nintendo does not do it. I just got charged the other week for the Nintendo Online thing, and all I had were 2 emails saying that Nintendo has added funds. Thanks for your purchase. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, it's the auto renewal for the Nintendo Online stuff. I was like, okay, that's what that is. But yeah, and this would be nice to have. Sony, so if you haven't been on the service after a while or don't respond to the emails they send you, they will stop taking payments altogether. Nintendo, on the other hand, will no longer have automatic renewal set as the default option when customers sign up to Nintendo Switch Online, meaning they will have to manually activate the feature themselves.
Yeah. That's another tricky thing they do. A lot of not just Sony and Nintendo, some other accounts that are like that will have it like auto renew as a default setting.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying attention, you're not careful. Yeah, you'll suddenly have a extra charge in there that you weren't planning for.
Nothing in here mentions anything about this possibly being implemented here stateside. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But in the UK, those are going to change.
So yeah, just get the card every year, or stock up like you said. Let it layer up and repeat.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know about doing that now because of the tiered package that they got in there. See if it's still worth
that's coming in
going for.
I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with that. I'll probably stay where I'm at, and depending on the more information we get out about that and what's on offer and that sort of thing, I could then make the choice of like I'll pony up the extra $10.
Yeah,
I think it's an extra $10, or is it an extra?
No, wait a minute. That's
$40.
No, I think it's extra 40.
I think it's an extra.
I think it's 100.
40. Yeah,
I think
it goes from
the tier
60
we were
to
looking at
100.
was the tier we were looking at was 99 or 100. Yeah.
So, what else do we have? Bug Snacks is coming to Switch, Steam, and Xbox Game Pass later this month. Apparently, that's I have it on PlayStation 5, but I've never played it. But apparently, it's the game people should play. I don't know why. Anytime the game is brought up, all I ever hear is like positive things about it. Not great things. There's nobody praising it, but nobody's saying anything bad about it either. So I don't know. But yeah, it is getting a release on Switch and Steam.
Bug Snacks is an adventure video game developed by independent game studio Young Horses. In the game, players explore a mysterious island and attempt to find and capture the eponymous half-bug, half-snack creatures. Okay.
Sounds like it reminds me of Viva Pinata. A little bit.
Bug Snacks. We are what we eat.
Oh, hey. Motel's in the chat room there.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to let us know, because I have. If you're watching me on Twitch here, over in this direction is the Discord. This is the station computer, so I can see what time we got to go to the next element and everything else. And then way over here is the phone, and then right in front of me is my laptop and RJ. So I talk to him. So that's why I don't see that somebody's in there. You can unmute. Your. Where's my button? There it is. You can unmute your mic there and talk to us, Multile, if you would like to do that. Hello. Nope, he muted it back.
Okay.
Wait.
Aha.
There he is.
And for you, small child, we will make sure that you get your auntie's leggings for the next year. Yes.
Remember that commercial?
It was a good commercial, yes.
For you, a gun with one bullet. For you, an amicable divorce. These are just kids. There's little bitty kids he's talking to, and it's just great.
Oh, it was so good. Like, I even showed my wife that the other weekend. It was just so very funny, and she made a reference, and she didn't know it was a reference to it. I was like, here, let's watch the advert again.
Which I found it on YouTube, and it was horrible quality.
It always is. Sure, like in the Discord, there was a comic that was doing a very good stand up, but there was a very high pitched steering note underneath the whole thing, and I was just like, it's just old video, you know.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what it was. So, you jumped in here right before our break. So, can you hang around and talk to us?
100%.
All righty, good. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk to Motel. We'll go over some more of the news here. There's not a whole lot here. Sony made a big investment into Epic Games, and we'll talk about that. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is doing what? Did you go see? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen one yet, so I got to watch one before I.
Didn't you give me the code for one? Didn't you give me the digital code for one?
Probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like
a while
2 years ago.
A while ago, yes.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's part of the backlog.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that. And what else? There's a leak. After the announcement of Kingdom Hearts 4, people went back to apparently a list of games that were reported to be releasing, and that was on there, which a lot of people discredited because they thought, no, nothing in Kingdom Hearts 4. But apparently, that's not the case. So we'll cover some of that too. And we'll talk to Motal. We haven't talked to him in a while. So hang tight. We'll be right back. We've got music here from Forgive Me Father. It is the main menu music. It is the main menu music for Forgive Me, Father. It's an action. It's a Cthulhu Lovecraftian type game, but more action than anything else. Which is kind of like, bummer, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I want something a little bit on the spooky side, a little bit on the kind of kind of Sunless Seas with a little bit of Call of, and a little bit.
I'm looking at the screenshots for it. It looks like a little bit of a slightly downgraded Borderlands.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. But yeah, we'll be right back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from Pac-Land. The main theme from Pac-Land from a long time ago. The reason I pulled this up was because I was trying to find some music, obviously, and there was something that came out where they
remixed the TV show theme, I see.
That's exactly what that is. But they had changed something in the game from somebody was playing it on something. I don't know what system, where, whatever. But it had gotten updated, pulled Miss Pac-Man out, and put in what was called Pac-Mom. Because there was some sort of rights disagreement.
Oh, God.
With who owns the Miss Pac-Man and it appearing in other games and stuff. And so they had to switch that around. Which is the reason that this came up, and the reason that I use this music, because that was in the news. I'll just use that. Wow. It's also Pac-Man, which is
always
enjoy,
fun.
I enjoy Pac-Man.
Yep. Played a Championship Edition lately.
Not in a while. Although I was in Best Buy. I was in Best Buy today, and they had one of those arcade 1-ups.
Yeah.
That was the old Pac-Man. The
original Pac-Man.
Yeah, the yellow cabinet with the weirdest looking Pac-Man you have ever seen drawn.
Which is worse, the Mega Man rendition or the Pac-Man rendition?
God. Both the Ghost and Pac-Man himself just had this odd art.
Yeah, I mean, Pac-Man had legs and bloodshot red eyes and looked demonic and...
Yeah. It's just...
I'll have to pull up a picture. And
you should. I remember it being just like, what is that? That is not how Pac-Man looks. Why does he look like this? And that is the only way you see him look that way either. On anything else that I've ever seen, whether it be marketing for like T-shirts or the pop figures, whatever they are, glasses, board games, anything that has Pac-Man on it. That's the only time he ever looked like that. Was on the side of the arcade cabinet originally, which makes me think. Well, it doesn't make me think. It totally makes me realize why that never stuck. Yeah. Because that is ridiculous looking. So yeah, that's why I use that. So, Multal, you can unmute and join in anytime you'd like to here. So, go right ahead and do so. But anyway, welcome back to the show. That is why I used that particular song. Jumping into the giant gaming leak that keeps getting vindicated. This comes from Kotaku. Says, last September, a massive list of potential PC games leaked through NVIDIA's GeForce Now video game streaming service and was posted online at the time. No one quite knew what to make of it. Was it insider info or speculative placeholders? Now, evidence is mounting that at least some of the leak is real, because Square Enix confirmed Kingdom Hearts 4. GeForce Now lets players stream games to phones, tablets, that sort of thing. And let's see, it's not hard to guess at least some of what publishers are working on at any given moment. Nintendo will make another 3D Mario, and Activision will make another Call of Duty. Yes, everybody knows this. That is what they do. The NVIDIA leak dates back to September 12th, 2021. A developer from Ukraine shared a post on Medium where he detailed how he stumbled onto a phantom list of thousands of GeForce Now games back in May of that year. Unlike other streaming services, GeForce doesn't actually contain any games. Instead, it helps you stream the ones you already own on services like Steam and Epic Game Store. Let's see. Steam database operator posted the list to GitHub and breakouts, places like the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. One of the games listed was Halo 5, the only Halo not yet on PC. Seemed a reasonable assumption, but 343 Industries immediately shot the rumor down. As months went on, however, other parts of the leak were vindicated. There were basically 4 types of NVIDIA listings for unannounced games that have since found support in some way: PC ports, remaster sequels, and unnamed projects. One of the most notable in the first category was God of War, the PC release. In October, Sony confirmed the 2018 PS4 exclusive would arrive on PC early in 2022, and it did. In February, the leak got its biggest boost yet. Square Enix revealed a Chrono Cross remaster titled The Radical Dreamers Edition. Unlike God of War, it came more out of left field. Square Enix has been on a PS1-era JRPG remastering kick. But fans have since been reevaluating 2 other notable listings in the leak as a result: Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster and Tactics Ogre Remaster, which also got that. A number of sequels listed in the leak have also since been confirmed: Crysis 4, Street Fighter 6, Kingdom Hearts 4 that we talked about. The leak also contained an entry for Untitled Respawn game, Respawn the developers. Earlier this year, Respawn confirmed that it is working on 3 titles, including Jedi Fallen Order 2, which would have been that sequel. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger here. I would like to see... Let me see if I can find that list.
I was just going to say, do you have a link to that?
Right.
Pop in the chat.
I'm going to... Do you want the GitHub link? I guess that's what I'll use. Hang on. It's
100%. I'd certainly try and pour over it myself. It sounds like quite an interesting take that they have.
Yeah, I thought I hit the button there. I did. Wow, that's a long thing. So let's see what we got. Application. Yeah, see, there's not... It's a lot. And a lot of it is... Yeah, you'd have to... Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, like DLSS, Georgia State University, DLSS, Future Deluxe Chronos. So there's a lot of stuff in here. So it's not... Let's see, that says game. Let's see if game. Let's see, we get DLC. Game, Texture Tools Exporter. So, I mean, it doesn't... application. There's a lot of there, and there's a lot. Let's see, game, TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, game, Walking Carpet 2, Walking Carpet 3. Yeah, there's a lot here. Somebody would have to go through that and actually pull these things out to say, here's...
You would need an actual net to actually grab some of the things. It is dense. Yeah.
We got BioShock 2022 on here, though. I got BioShock RTX Remaster. So, what else do we have? Firaxis Unannounced. I got Freedom Force versus the Third Reich in here. Hidden and Dangerous Action Pack. Mafia Collection Remaster. Sid Meier's Ace Patrol Pacific Skies. Civilization 3. Civilization 4. Civilization Beyond Earth, Pirates and Railroads, The Darkness and The Darkness 2. Again, WWE Battlegrounds, XCOM, XCOM 2, XCOM 3. That's new, I would think. Yeah, there's also a subreddit. I'm going to jump over to that real quick and see if there's a better... And I'm going to post this in the chat room as well to see if this works better for everybody, because I kind of just wanted to see the list of games. Okay. These are the PC releases. Legacy of Thieves Edition, which we already know that was coming to PC. Helldivers 2, Horizon Forbidden West, GT7, God of War, Returnal, Demon Souls, Ratchet and Clank, although they did not specify what game that was going to be. Ghost of Tsushima, Sackboy: A Big Adventure. That as well was on there. From Microsoft, Gears 6, Project Typhoon, which has apparently been known as Contraband, Project Holland, which is Fable, according to what they have here, Project Woodstock, which they believe is Forza, Untitled, the Initiative game, which they presume is Perfect Dark, Halo 5 Guardians, Avowed, Indus, Gravity, don't know what those are. That's from Microsoft. Square Enix was Kingdom Hearts 4. Unannounced title by Square Enix. Could be maybe 4 games. They're talking about Tomb Raider, which we did get an announcement of Tomb Raider being built with Unreal Engine 5. Tomb Raider Anniversary, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 16, bunch of stuff there. Capcom, Street Fighter 6, Dragon's Dogma 2, Monster Hunter 6, Resident Evil 4 Remake. What do we have for Take-Two? A BioShock RTX Remaster and a BioShock 2022. EA Mirror's Edge Remaster. Untitled Respawn game. They're thinking that's going to be 3 Star Wars games that they're working on. And Titanfall 3 is on that list. Again, this list came out back in 2021 September, and a lot of people just said, but then Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, and it's like, oh, well...
We were on the list.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Maybe we should take this serious. I mean, that was after the God of War made it to PC announcement, the Uncharted made it to PC announcement, so it's starting to kind of fall into place here. Does that mean it's actually going to happen? Don't know. Ooh, Devolver Digital has the Talos Principle sequel.
I thought you would like that as well. I was down the list there, and I was like, that's definitely one that you're going to perk your interest over.
Of course it is. You know me. Crisis 4, well, that was already been proven there. Earth Defense Force 6 as well. Bayonetta 3, which we already know is a thing. Is it coming to PC, though? Because that's what these are supposed to relate to, is that they're getting PC releases.
Yeah, the only format I could play it on.
Yeah. Judgment is another one on that list for PC release. From what?
Crisis, isn't that the one that ate up PCs?
Yeah, it's the one that they made a joke of like, hey, it's the world's biggest supercomputer that somebody owns, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but
like I think they
still
said like
struggles to run Crisis.
I think they said only NASA could play this game. NASA could play this game. No one
but
else
at
can.
low settings.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Atlas, Catherine Full Body, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and it says Persona 5, but no. Batman Arkham Knight RTX Remaster from WB. Valve would be Half-Life 2 Remastered, and Paradox, you'll get Project FPS, whatever that is. Then they go into the huge grain of salt list. XCOM 3, Injustice 3, Destroy All Humans 3, Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 HD, Mario and Rabbids, Death Stranding Director's Cut PC, we did get that. Sniper Elite 5, we got that. City Skylines 2, haha, I'll take that. That's another one right up there with Talos Principle 2. City Builder, though, and I like City Skylines. City Skylines just stepped all over SimCity with what they could do. Additional games. Total War 9, Payday 3. What else do we have? Hangar 13 unannounced. I don't know what that is. Fight for Middle Earth. Mortal Kombat Next Gen and Mortal Kombat 12. Hitman Pro. I don't know what that'll be. Goat Simulator 2. Titan Quest 2. Stalker Android. I don't know what that'll be. Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers. That is a Switch exclusive, apparently. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, and something called Ruined King. So that's the list. I posted the list. The Reddit link is going to be a better link than that GitHub link there. So,
having little issues with that one.
Well, it's not necessarily issues. It's just everything. You know, they took the entire list of everything that they found in there and they just put it in there, and then you had to, you know, go through it and pick out. Okay, this is a game. This is a texture. This is something else.
Wayback has not archived that URL. I mean, I'm clicking on the links here and it keeps saying different stuff. I'll show you. I'll show you later.
Okay, all right.
It says no URL has been captured for this URL prefix or something like that.
Oh, well, it opened right up for me. I don't know why.
That must be my browser or something.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not working for you. What else do we have? Let's see. Thar66 says the first Bioshock with good ray tracing should look incredible. Yeah, it really should. I'm playing the remastered version. I haven't touched it in a while, but I am playing the remastered version, and it's nice, but and it's holding up for what it is, but it could be better. It could be massively improved. Visual wise. And then AC Wraith says Crow Team for the win. They always get my respect for having third person modes. Yeah, no, they're fantastic. And what's weird is that this group that did Serious Sam, which is just, I don't know, it's such a different game than what Talos Principle is, right? Serious Sam is like Duke Nukem. You know,
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
There's the writing is non-existent.
Yeah.
The enemies are absurd. It's just fast first-person shooting and that sort of thing. And then you have Talos Principle, which
80s
is
explosive action.
Yeah. And then you have Talos Principle, which is philosophical, not fast-paced. There's no shooting. There's no killing. It's complete puzzle solving, but it's also learning about being an AI, a non-existent created being that has...
trying to reintroduce you to the concepts of the, you know, like you're not actually being born, but you're being created by someone else. No, it's a very good game that, like, I can understand why you would be excited about another version of that as well. But on top of that as well, the fact that they generated themselves, like, you can understand that you want a creative outlet that is completely different to just, you know, Serious Sam, which is, you know, like as much Duke Nukem as it's going to get.
Yeah, I interviewed them back one of it was a PAX or an E3 or something like that. I say I interviewed them. We've had them on the show, but I talked to their creative team about it, and it was more of a sense that they teamed up with a writer, the writer for. It starts with an S. I want to say it's called The Swapper. It's a little side scroller, and you play as what looks like a little astronaut.
I think you got a nail on the head right there.
Yeah.
But I'll double check.
Yeah. You play as a little astronaut that can emit projections of himself to do tasks. So you can send off these, but you have to do the task first, and then make him do the task so that you can go to another place and pull the lever at the same time type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those sort of things.
No, you're 100% right. The swapper is all on Steam. You're playing the astronaut. You play through some of the details, and then you get to replay some of the details as well as the next person of yourself.
Right. The writer of that had this idea about this whole philosophical thing, and I guess teamed up with Crow Team, and they said, yeah, we totally like to make that game, and they did, and so and yeah, it's just great. I don't do a lot of the Serious Sam, even though I have a bunch of them, because I think there's 4 of them and all these other little things that exist. But for Talos Principle, yeah, that I really loved. So, but yeah. We're coming up
again. Unsurprising from the person that maybe buy the room 3 or 4 times.
That's true, man. I look for games. I look for puzzle games all the time. There is a game, and I have it in here. There is a game that I think is hitting early access, but one of the things that I like is when a game is born out of the mechanics or some other thing from another game. If you go back to BioShock, we just recently talked about BioShock, the hacking mini game of BioShock. Just make a full game of nothing but those. And that was how you had to direct the liquid.
Bob, I was about to say, wasn't that Pipe Dream?
Yeah, basically.
It's Pipe Dream.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So somebody made a game called Save Room, which is basically, it's an inventory management game. A la Resident Evil.
Okay.
They give you items, and you have to somehow figure out how to place them into your inventory. And it's on Steam, but it is, and if it doesn't get pulled for being real close to assets that are...
What was the name of it again?
I just put the link there, Save Room.
Save Room, yeah.
Well, so did Mobile.
I was thinking if it's like Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Like that their inventory management system, like turn it this way so it'll fit up in this corner, so that'll do, basically.
You can still do the same thing. You can still do the exact same thing. And Bama Brian mentioned up Gwent from The Witcher. Gwent is a game I want to learn because I think it would be fun, but I haven't put in the time or the patience to do it.
Oh, that's...
What?
Yeah, that's Resident Evil 4 right there.
Yeah.
The save room game that you were talking about. That's Resident Evil 4 right there.
Exactly. So, Wendy's asking me, is Talos Principle is available on Switch a good for a Switch game? Or I already have it on PlayStation, so there's no point in buying it. I mean, I know you may want to play it on Switch, but you can save the money and just play it on my PlayStation. And you can play it there because I have it on Play. Well, I think it ports over to PlayStation 5. Yeah, it's on PlayStation. Yeah, it is. It's there. You can play it there. I don't know what the price... Oh, no. I don't know what the price of it is on Switch. But I don't know. If you're curious about it, here's what I'll tell you, Wendy. If you're curious about it, play it on the PS4, 5, whatever. Play it on the PlayStation. If you like that, and you do want to play it on the Switch, by all means, go for it. But I would play it first before you shell out the money for that, to make sure that you can enjoy that. It's
$30.
$30 on Switch.
The Talos Principle Deluxe Edition Switch.
Nah. Play it on the PlayStation. I think it was the
one with the cat being cradled by the robot. Yeah.
I think it was a PlayStation Plus game. I think it got released on Plus or something.
Okay, let's see.
I think, or I just got it on a really good sale from ever how long ago. But yeah, I would play it there first. Mm-hmm. If you like it and you want to throw $30 at it to do that, go ahead. But.
The Talos Principle Deluxe Edition, PS4, Devolver Digital.
Yeah.
50.
But I want to say at one point it was, or did I get a code? I may have gotten.
You may have gotten a code because it says 50. It says 50 right here.
I may have gotten a code
for PlayStation anyway.
So, Oh man, hey,
She could just hold out and get the second one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Multel, while we got you, because we haven't talked to you in a while, how you doing? What's been going on with you? We've only got about 2 minutes here, but
I was going to say no. We'll wait till next week. Well, 100%.
Well,
nothing much to update, of course.
Well, please come back and be on the show. I do want to talk to you. And I just rambled on here, so please come back next week and join us, would you?
Oh no, 100%. I'll be there. Don't
Thank
worry.
you. Wonderful. Can't wait. Love having you on. And if anybody else, see, this is how Discord works. And I'm pointing on camera.
Yeah.
This is how Discord works. Sounds like he's in the room with us, but he's not because he's on Discord, and it's great. So you guys should just join up on our Discord. Thanks everybody for stopping in. Multel, thank you so much.
Anytime, 100%.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Is that it? Bye.
Yep. See you. We're going to go, and I'm going to leave you here with music from a game called Road 96. It's a new release. I think all it is a driving...
I was about to say, it sounds like a truck simulator, driving simulator.
Yeah, there's probably
simulator.
a story there, but Road 96, the track is called On the Road. You guys have a fantastic weekend. Join us on Discord. Join us on, subscribe to YouTube and iTunes. You know the drill. We'll be back next week. Have a great week. See you later.